The legalization of assisted suicide. The right to die. Should it be my choice when the time comes? The right to have an assisted suicide by a doctor or medical practitioner is a debatable topic and a significant concern in the United States. Assisted suicide refers to voluntary termination of your own life through administering poisonous substances due to unbearable pain, poor quality of life, incurable disease, and endless suffering. For instance, sometimes a dying patient may want his or her life to end fast. However, others are against it due to religious reasons or moral grounds, but I'm one of those that feel compassion as well as respect for the dying and believe it should be their choice. Medical practitioners are also divided on assisted suicide, as it is challenging to draw the line between dying and killing. Some patients with serious health conditions make a request to a medical practitioner to assist them in performing euthanasia on them, but the decision can be challenging to make. For one reason, it is illegal in several states. Nevertheless, assisted suicide should be legalized with the consent of the patient, of course. Doctor-assisted death needs to be made legal to reduce suffering for patients in hospitals, nursing homes, and in their own homes. Some questions to think about is the method of how to do it. What is the definition of a terminally ill individual? And what rights do the family have when considering this question? Doctor-assisted death needs to be made legal to reduce suffering for patients, and medical technology can be used for prolonging life in patients using machines to sustain their physiological process. In intensive care units, sick people receive assistance for life support. Some methods for assisted suicide is by lethal injection, taking drugs, or starvation. A dying person's physical suffering may result in the agony of the immediate family member when medical technology fails to offer the needed assistance. Terminally ill and what is at stake. Many terminally ill individuals have a loss of dignity, endure incredible pain, they have loss of control of their body functions, they cannot eat and they cannot drink. All they want is one final act that they can make on their own. The family and who gets the choice. Some say, if you do this, if you help with an assisted suicide, the family will suffer. The family will mourn. The family is losing their rights. The family is already suffering and mourning their terminally ill family member. And all these questions can be asked about the terminally ill as well. They're suffering, they're mourning, and they've lost their right to choose. If we put animals down when they are suffering and dying, why don't we treat human beings with the same level of compassion? The cost is very high when terminally ill individuals end up being on hospice care or in palliative care. The patient receives professional services which require payments since palliative care is expensive. Some costs may go to Medicare, private insurance, and charitable organizations sometimes help, but ultimately it falls on the family members. These situations become quite expensive and cause much stress on the family member and the dying person. Paying for end care for patients can lead to exhaustion of resources of the family and making the dying person not only have to endure pain, but guilt. Thus, patients can be given a chance to choose whether to die or not. Give them the choice to end the suffering for their family as well as for them. Many doctors struggle with this assisted suicide situation. Some doctors struggle with it, what is right and what is wrong. Some just say it's wrong. They did take an oath to do no harm and preserve life. But doesn't that mean they should preserve the rights of their patients as well, who are suffering? The right to die pros. It should be your choice. It does stop suffering. Not everyone has a religious aspect to this situation. I'm completely open to the individual who believes that it is against their religious belief. But when a patient wants to be let go and out of suffering, they should have that choice. It really should just be simple. If you love me, let me die as I have lived, on my own terms. Thank you.